Hello YouTube! Here is the next part of Costume Quest. I think it's the 5th part, I'm not entirely sure. I can't guarantee any of this. But, in the last episode, we met a scarecrow who gave us something. Little crazy. But, of course, now, in this episode, we'll trigger a cutscene and go against a boss. Blaming manager blaming the workers. Yeah. And this is an interesting game. And yeah. Now, believe it or not, he looks simple. He's a little dangerous, I'll be honest. And I should have changed something. Oops. I meant to change my change my battle stamp. Oh, and there's our sister. I point towards a screen that you can't even see where I'm pointing. So, I do not have a fair amount of YouTube viewers. In fact, I'm not even sure anybody except for me really has watched it. But I'm still doing it anyway. This is my first Let's Play, so... And here is the boss. Little dangerous. Target the megaphone. Very important. Didn't even notice I have 99 health. Interesting. And, whoops, wrong button. Although I suppose the egg on your face attack works well against this part. Ooh. I still hate mages in these games. But fortunately, thanks to stun, I can just stun him until he no longer exists. By the way, I can't see any emoticons because I'm using a different client. So if Craigasm is an emoticon, I can't see it. Just so you know. And oops, targeted the wrong thing. It's actually usually useful to just keep it keeps the white mage stunned until you can get rid of the stupid megaphone. And of course, health. Somehow they healed a megaphone. Kinda silly. And time to stun the shaman. The shamans get annoying. And there's actually a boss battle where stuns actually do something. Surprisingly. And for my next trick, the missile barrage. A little bit, yes. And I should be fine to attack the actual boss now. And now, oh, he can't summon any more of those oh, and crap. One of my guys has gone down. And he was my healer, although I haven't used him as healing in the entire game this time. And shows with 1 health, but that's just so that they can keep it in battle and long enough to do a cutscene. Victory! Which comes with a battle stamp, lots of XP, and some candy, which is currency, if you hadn't caught on. Anybody who's actually watched the other parts has caught on by now, but it's kind of useful. Now, this will be the point where I can tell if my luck is like the Let's Play curse luck, or the Let's Play oh I'm really lucky type. Because sometimes I like to do a certain strategy that I got that you can do with one of the battle stamps you get from that. And of course, he's prepared for a dungeon. And he landed on his dice a little earlier. He's a D&D kid. Must be still under construction. Yeah, the front door is under construction. Motherlode Candy Emporium. They found the Motherlode. And there is one strategy that I sometimes like to employ, although I probably won't do it a ton in this Let's Play. The Scare ability, which you still get experience for scaring away monsters. You can see where I'm going with this, right? And I can't get through here because apparently our characters are afraid of the dark. And sudden shield puzzle. There's some falling rock over here, so that's why you have to get the shield, in case you were wondering. And a scared policeman. And he doesn't want us to go near that place. It's been taken over, apparently, by teenagers. Interesting. Of course, Everett and Reynolds know that it's actually monsters. And, of course, the security guard, it's a security guard, not a policeman, makes a joke about how they are monsters. And he's a little scared, and he has a Space Warrior costume. How convenient. And he says to stay in the dark side of the mall. Interesting. And does anybody else find it surprising that the front of the mall is the part that doesn't have anybody there? And he's looking straight at me. Now he's not, so I'll punch him in the back. New enemies, although they're just about the same as the other enemies, except they're palette swaps pretty much. Except they're not palette swaps, they're just model swaps. They're about the same power as the other ones. Now I like doing this. And suddenly the enemy runs. You still get experience for it, but the enemy runs instantly. I like doing that. That's a fun one to do. Even though it makes the battles boring, so I might want to not do that too often. Although, I might do that a little bit in this part because at this point in the game, they wrongly assume that you have already got a third-party member when technically you get it a little bit later after this little section. So, and that might be part of why they actually have that. Trick or treat. He wasn't expecting this. So, he'll give us a part of the costume. This will actually be useful later. Not much later, but later. And after this battle, well, before I do this, I use XSplit. It's actually pretty easy to set up, although I had everything set up pretty much already. And scaring the monsters, but I use XSplit for my software. It's actually very easy and useful. But I think this will be the end of the episode because I've been going for a while. And yeah, that's what happens if you're not lucky. The no effect. Stunned. And just to speed this up, because I probably won't get lucky again with the scare, even though sometimes I've scared the entire group and they die that way. And fortunately, those do a little bit of damage, so that's good. But yeah, I think this is about time to end the episode. So, in the next episode of Costume Quest, we will be getting a costume. A costume that is an interesting costume, and actually outside of the multi-turn stuns is actually very useful with its Y button attack. So, until next time, this has been Costume Quest. I have been Mr. Power 46, and yeah, I have no idea how to finish the outro. Goodbye.